Good morning, lovebirds. It's time to get into the tea with Love Alex P. Y'all, we are back. It's another week. And before we get into this messy week that it has been, first of all, I just want to say thank y'all for joining me on this beautiful Monday. So whether you at work, in the gym, laying in bed, driving to work, arguing with your boo, I don't know what you doing, but it's time to just relax for a second and get into this hot tea. So first of all, y'all know I got to give you house updates every week. I honestly, y'all, it's like I've done so much on my second level, which is like my main living level with my 2 living rooms, my kitchen, my dining room area. I got my lights hung up. So it's just been hard getting the light bulbs in. So I ordered like this special chandelier for my hallway, and it's been hell trying to get these light bulbs in. So I haven't been able to release an episode of Lex P TV, but hopefully by the time this drops on Monday, it will have came so I can give y'all some more house updates, okay? And make sure y'all sign up, patreon.com/poorminds. I'm doing a Q&A on there, so make sure y'all check that out as well. What episode just dropped this past Friday on Poor Minds? Oh, we just dropped the episode with Soraya and Tyler Lepley from Ruth and Boaz. So y'all, after you watch this, make sure you go tune in to Poor Minds. I was paying attention to the schedule this week, so I'm not lying about that one, okay? All right, y'all. Whew, this tea is hot this week. When I tell you, usually when I do my rundowns, I kind of like write them down during the week and see what's going on. This has been a lot. So I do want to still report on the other things that are going on, but I'm not going to lie. I got to zoom through these first topics, but I do have to talk about them because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. But we going to get into the Cardi and Nicki stuff. I promise y'all. So let me go ahead and get into these topics, child, because I know y'all waiting. Okay, first off, now this is kind of white news, but this is also black news. So I'll just put it with the black news because we just gonna bunch them together. Only because they like Blackpink. Y'all know nobody other than the Kardashians, child. Kris and Kim Kardashian are suing Ray J for defamation of character, okay? And Ray J says he isn't accepting any hush money and he's not backing down. And honestly, I'm not mad at either one of them for saying what they had to say. I'm not mad at Ray J for speaking his truth. I am a Kim Kardashian fan, if I'm being honest. But I will say, it's some stuff that ain't clean in the water over there, okay? Something about that Kardashian coochie. The men never just bounce back. Every single person that I feel like has come underneath them, literally and figuratively, they don't come out the same. So I feel like Ray J does have a truth to tell, but they're trying to stop him from speaking his truth. But also, Ray J talked too goddamn much. Do y'all remember when he dropped that song, I Hit It First, in regards to Kim Kardashian? Every time he goes on a stream, an interview, a live, let's be honest, he talks about Kim. And they dated over 20 years ago at this point. If I was Kim, I would probably sue too. So I honestly see it from both points of view. But one thing I do know is that Kim Kardashian and Kris Kardashian, is that her Kardashian? Kris Jenner, my bad. Kris Jenner, they can still afford the top notch of lawyers. So I hope Ray J is ready for the fight of his life. He better call up Brandy. Hey, wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy's brother? That's what you better hope your lawyer say to help you out, because this is going to be the fight of your goddamn life, Ray J. But I'm rooting for everybody involved. Honestly, I really don't care who wins, but I do want to know the truth because I like tea, and I hope Ray J gets to spill it. Moving on, Miss Britney Renner. Y'all know I tread lightly with Miss Britney Renner because I do like her. I met her, like I said, at the BET Awards this past summer, and she was sweet as pie. She was super sweet. And like I said, I feel like she just needs to be surrounded by some real people. And what's that saying? You attract better things with honey than vinegar, or whatever that saying goes. And this is why they have that saying. Britney Renner wants $35,000 per month from her baby father, plus $50,000 in attorney fees. She said $5,000 isn't enough. I no longer live in the South. I live in California now, and my living expenses are high. Now, being that she is in California, yes, I agree. $5,000 isn't enough. $35K is excessive. But this is why I feel like you do keep it cordial with the breadwinner. Sometimes you got to suck up and do what your baby daddy wants you to do, especially if he worth $90 million. If my baby daddy was worth $90 million, Well, first of all, I probably would have had them babies. But that's besides the point. That is besides the point. I think that you have to learn how to be nice to people, because I do feel like PJ will probably be more successful, more agreeing to do nice things for you if you weren't giving him hell. And I'm not saying he's not giving you hell either, but I just feel like sometimes it'd be like the audacity to ask for $35,000 a month and you be raising hell. Now, I think that he could give about 15. I think 15 will do. I think a cool 15, you can live, you can pay your bills, make sure you put savings in little PJ account, and you'll still have your source of income coming in. But I think 15 is a good number. What y'all think? Am I tripping? Let me know. But, prayers out for both of them. I do feel for the child in this situation, because y'all know I always say Lex P love the kids. I hate to see kids caught up in the commotion of both sides. So hopefully she does get a little more than 5K, because I think 5K is little, like you're lowballing. Because what I do feel is when your child goes between your house and the mother's house, the quality of living shouldn't change. Now, I do believe that. So you got enough. I'm not saying that you have to support her lifestyle, but you need to make sure she's living somewhere comfortable, safe. She has, a vehicle that works, and he's in a good school. Bare minimum. All right. Moving on again, child. We got to speed through because I know y'all ready to get to the Cardi stuff. I had to report on this because I commend you, but I'm still mad at you. Killer Mike apologizes to Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry. If you recall, a few weeks ago, I had reported on how he was just being messy in the comments. And it's so crazy because I never took Killer Mike to be messy. But he recently went on Club Shay Shay. Y'all know Club Shay Shay gets the good interviews. He gonna laugh his way through the interview. He ain't gonna ask no questions. He gonna ask some bullshit, but he gets the good interview. So shout out to Shannon Sharp. I ain't mad at him. And Killer Mike used the platform to apologize to Steph Curry, which I commend him for that. So I'm going to play a clip of, his apology real quickly.
Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry. Boy, my wife done cussed me out.
Shay got it.
My oldest daughter called me. My youngest daughter called me. My homeboys that played in the NBA called me. And I realized maybe I shouldn't smoke marijuana and get over it. So, Steph, let me say this, because I appreciated you checking it. Because it showed me you have a tremendous amount of respect for me. I was trying to say to the comedian, go easy on Steph, and I just typed something stupid. My homegirl, Tesman Figaro, man, our political fighter and activist, she said, bro, you don't understand how this could be misread. And I read it, and I said, damn. So, Steph, let me say, man, since my favorite player ever turned me on to you, Kobe Bean Bryant told me you got to follow. You've heard this story before. You have been my guy. The only time I don't cheer for you is when you playing against the Hawks, because the Hawks are my guys. Shouts out to Ice Trey. But I got to say, first and foremost, Mrs. Ayesha Curry and her husband, Steph, I apologize for my statement being misconstrued. I was just stoned up trying to make a joke out of it. What's on that? It wasn't my damn business, like my wife said. So I'm sorry, y'all.
And see, that's the thing. Knowing you like I know you, you don't really delve into other people's affairs.
But this is what I don't like about the apology. When somebody apologizes to me, I just want you to say, hey, you know what? I was out of line. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. For him to be like, oh, I was stoned. It got misconstrued. I was high as hell. I didn't mean it like that. Stop making excuses and just say sorry. But you know what? The fact that you even said sorry, I can get with that. I like Killer Mike. I've always been a Killer Mike fan. And, Killer Mike is on one of my favorite songs. People forget his verse on Look Back at It. Killer Mike was looking back at it. Trina was looking back at it, but Killer Mike is a little thick now. But that's beside the point. Anyways, moving on. I have to be very careful about reporting this one, because last time I spoke on this man, it got a little ugly in the field. So y'all know on Poor Minds, me and Drea joke and we play a lot. We talked about Rod Wave. I will show the clip from Poor Minds that we were talking about. Oh, I don't know why I'm bringing this to life again, but I'm gonna play the clip from Poor Minds.
Put it the other day, and I concur. Rod Wave ain't nothing but Ruben Studdard.
Why was I getting my lashes done? Shout out to Jay. She was playing Rod Wave. I'm like, why are you so angry? I
No,
threw the
I-
party of the
I said
century.
that. And people came over, no one was sober.
And it was all for you.
And the young kids be like, and it was all for you.
Bro,
and we be over here like,
when he was sitting on the stage and he was in that house and he fell backward, I said, move.
on that mattress, you did say that.
See, niggas was laughing. Dre was like, oh, let me call Lex.
Any wrong move Lex make, I be like, hey girl, how you doing today?
You know what Rod Wave is?
Ruben Studdard.
No,
Oh.
he's not. Rod Wave is just an international or global zero. Zero chose to stay in Houston and to stay, in the southern regions. But people love Zero all around the world. But he chose not to take that route of being a literally global superstar because he wanted to do shit his way. Zero is a real nigga he know that real depression. Rod Wave be a little fake with it.
Okay, so if you watch Poor Minds, we joke and we play all day, just like we do on here. So I'm going to get to the point, so just stick with me here. Rod Wave gets sued for $27 million. He only performed 26 out of the 35 tour dates on his last lap tour. The tour company fronted him $57 million, and they claim, allegedly, let me say allegedly, child, because Rod Wave gonna cry and take my ass to court, bitch. He said that the company allegedly fronted him $57 million, which was used for luxury and planning his next tour through his own company, okay? So this is what I have to say. First of all, Rod Wave, I would just make up them dates, because getting sued for $27 million, and if the paperwork is there, it's not looking too good. And number two, going back to the Poor Minds clip, let me just say, we never made fun of people with depression. We never made fun of that. It was lighthearted. We said you was like Zero. And y'all know we had Zero on the show. We love Zero. And y'all know I like to pull up receipts. Let me tell y'all what Rod Wave said. And Rod Wave said, and I quote, "Lame ass old bitches always saying my name. Dumbass hoes using y'all platform to push hate. Hate me, but love using me for attention. Next time you bring me up, mention my tour sold out and I'm 6 for 6. Tell your baby daddy he can't fuck with me. Well, you not 6 for 6, nigga. You 27 out of 35. Okay? Lex P shows up to her tour dates, right? That's all I'm saying. Rod Wave, I'm not mad at you. I love you. You a big teddy bear. We love you. I don't think you watched the whole clip. That's what I'm gonna say. I think you let the fans get to your head, and I never responded to this, and I don't have no room to spread no hate. I'd be depressed too. I'm sad right now. That's why I got this Tito's in my cup. We all go through it, but you ain't 6 for 6. You not. Okay? So I just want to respond to that. I love Rod Wave. I do. You did a party of the century. I love it. I'm not mad at you. But I felt like you came at us wrong. And so, you know what? We can all be a loving family. You don't got to come on Poor Minds. We don't got to do all that fake stuff. We don't got to do that. But we going to spread love and not hate. And I think one thing that we all should learn as people, to laugh at ourselves sometimes. I laugh at myself all the time. That's all right. Love to Rod Wave. And you know what? I hope you win your case. But don't come for Big Mama no more. Don't do it. All right. Now, y'all, it's time to get to it. Now, first off, let me say this. It was so many tweets. We're getting into the Nicki versus Cardi, and this is going to kind of be a long segment because it's a lot. Let me start off by saying this. It's a lot of tweets. I'm not going to get into all of them, but I'm going to get into the main ones, and I'm going to go down the timeline. This rundown took me so long just because it was a lot. They were deleting tweets, posting, deleting, so some things weren't even making sense to me because I was working. Mama got a life. And So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the important parts to me, and I'm going to give my opinion. And let me say this. If you are strictly Barty gang, if you are strictly a Barb, I don't want to hear from you. Because we are unbiased over here. I'm a JT fan. I'm a Saucy Santana fan. I am a Cardi B fan. I am a Nicki fan. I am a Meg Thee Stallion fan. I love all the girls. I say that constantly, okay? So that was my disclaimer. So y'all best to watch your mouth, okay? All right. So this all started, and I'm going to be honest and unbiased. Nicki started this, okay? Nicki started it. Whether you like to admit it or not, Nicki started this round of fight. I'm not talking about back in 2023. I'm not talking about when this all started. I'm talking about 2025. Cardi and Nicki have not argued for a while, okay? But in 2025, this beef started because of Nicki, and I'm going to tell you why. Cardi drops I Am the Drama, right? Her numbers were released, and it says she did 200,000 copies in the first week, right? So once Cardi's numbers got released, and the reason I know this is how it went down is because I texted my best friend. I said, girl, go look at Nicki's story because I like mess. Y'all know I be tuned in. Nicki starts posting her accolades, right? She starts posting how Pink Friday is the highest selling female rap album in history, which nobody can ever take that from you. Let's not forget. No matter what I say today, Nicki is still the queen of rap. Nobody can ever change that. We cannot take away her monster verse. If you ever get on a song with Kanye West and Jay-Z and you out-rap them, you can't say nothing to her, all right? And that's the fact. But the fact is, she started the mess, okay? So she starts tweeting her accolades about how she has the highest selling album and things like that, right? So, mind you, she's kind of baiting Cardi at this point. She's saying things without saying things. You know, she's retweeting her fans. She's retweeting all these album sales and things like that, right? So then she just goes straight for the jugular, right? Because Cardi wasn't responding. She says, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, surgery to look like me. Tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico fraud and perjury. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, falling off the charts with a big belly. Running trains, barefoot, still smelly. Still, you could not outsell me. Now, she's referencing Magnet because, you know, in the song Magnet, Cardi goes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These bitches can't fuck with me, you know? So then she calls her Barney B, which, y'all, I'm an auntie. I don't understand the Barney B joke. I don't know what that means. So she posted an AI picture of Cardi in a Barney costume, whatever, okay? So finally, Cardi responds. Cardi, now, I love you, Cardi. She posted some ribs. Them ribs look kind of dry. I said, hold on, Cardi. You might need to put a little more barbecue sauce on them. And y'all know I love ribs. But, hey, this is no shade to Cardi. I don't give a damn if the ribs is good or not. So Cardi posted, because I was really baking ribs and making blondie brownies. And here come this bitch bothering me on a Monday. Go ahead, Cardi. She just be cooking for her kids. So Cardi continued to say, you must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Nothing more annoying than a bored bitch. The power that I have, make these bitches come out of rehab every time. Go to your fucking room. Cocaine Barbie. Now, this is when things just kind of go off I don't feel the need to go through every single tweet, right? So they start going back and forth. They get really ugly. She starts bringing up the allegations of her brother. If you don't know, Nicki Minaj's brother was allegedly charged with rape. We all know the Kenneth Petty story of when he was younger. He was allegedly charged with the same thing. I think some allegations had came up against Nicki's father as well. So they just start going back and forth about that. And this is what I have to say about that. This is why I always say to my ladies, pay attention who you attach yourself to when it comes to these men. Because a lot of the slugs that all these girls are using are through these niggas, okay? Because, of course, we know that Cardi's publicly going through everything that she's going through with Offset. You know, JT was catching slugs with Lil Uzi. These men gonna embarrass you every time. But y'all slugging each other niggas, the only fact of the matter remains that we know none of us are good at picking niggas. That ain't no tea. You know what I'm saying? So let's leave all that out. I will say that. So a lot of people started getting angry because they started going at the kids, right? They start going at each other's children, which I think is messy. I don't like that because at the end of the day, these are children. And I can remember being a young girl myself and trying to keep up with the way Nicki looked or trying to keep up with the way Beyonce looks. So imagine, I don't care what y'all say. At the end of the day, culture is still a little girl who is growing. So to be on the internet calling her ugly is crazy. To be on the internet talking about someone's child because allegedly they're saying Papa Bear can't talk. And Cardi said something about, oh, he only banging spoons together. And there was really a video of him banging spoons together. It's okay. I'm a little slow too. There's nothing wrong with having an autistic child or a slow child. I was a little slow growing up too. And then I don't think I grew out of it. So to use that as a slug to somebody, like that's a bad thing. We just got to tread lightly. But I will say, everybody says that Nicki started with the children, but she didn't. I got the receipts, y'all. This is when Nicki started going in on culture. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's okay. I just want to give y'all the facts, all right? Cardi tweeted, because Nicki said something about her always being pregnant and, you know, culture, but she wasn't like dissing culture. It was more so about dissing Cardi. Then Cardi says, and let me tell you something. Let this be the last time you mention my kids before I spill the tea on yours while you talking about ABCs. You gonna leave me the fuck alone today, ho. I'm sick of you, bitch. Now listen, y'all didn't catch that. Before I spill the tea on yours while you talking about ABCs. She was trying to say that Papa Bear can't say his ABCs. Hey, you didn't hear that from me, though. You didn't hear that from me. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm telling y'all always say, oh, if somebody take it low, I'm going to take it to hell. Well, they started taking it to hell, okay? I'm just reporting it, okay? Then during the midst of all this, a phone call gets leaked. This is where shit gets interesting. Cardi is on the phone with James, who is Ice Spice's producer. She's going off, talking about how she's going to beat Ice Spice up and she's not pussy. She's like, I'm not Megan. I'm not pussy ass Lotto. Hey, Lotto was just at home sucking on 21 Savage toes, minding the business. Now, why does she catch a stray? And I'm not mad at you, Lotto, because I'm a my man ass girl too. Hey, I love Lotto, but I don't like the stray that she caught. Lotto don't bother nobody. But I do get both sides because I've been on the phone going off on somebody and other people caught strays too. I'm going to tell y'all a true story right now. My best friend, Killer B, was on the phone with somebody getting into it. And she was like, and my friend supported you. Dumbass Lex over here talking about, hey, I still fuck with you. I said, now why I catch a stray? I got called a dumbass by my best friend because she was mad. But I get it, though. That's what I'm saying. When you're mad and you're going off, I'm not saying that it's right, but I get it. When you're mad and you going off, you just trying to let people know, don't try you. Cardi released a public apology to Lotto. Lotto still hasn't responded. Now, by the time this episode drops on Monday, things are going so fast, it's Thursday. So if something happens between then and there, I don't know. But up till now, Lotto hasn't responded, okay? Now, what confuses me is it sounded like Cardi recorded that call because it was very clear on her side. And on the other side, it sounded like they were on the phone. Now, I'm not sure if Cardi sent this conversation to somebody and somebody else leaked it, but I feel like the conversation was definitely recorded on Cardi's side, but it got into the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? So going back, the girls are going at it. She's calling Papa Bear slow, calling culture ugly. She starts dissing Jay-Z, but let me tell you something. You getting too close to Beyonce now. Hey, we Texas girls, we don't play about B. Let me tell you, I stay neutral. I'm not neutral about Beyonce. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, baby. I'm going to put on these cowboy Carter boots and stick them up your ass. If anybody says anything about my queen, it's going down. I just got to let y'all know. But so Nicki just starts going in on everybody. She goes in on Breakfast Club. She goes in on TMZ. Now, this is what she said about Breakfast Club. She says, Charlamagne, did you put bleaching cream on your dick too? She added the president, lock them all up. Imagine if you called yourself Trump to God. Oh, bitch. Lock up Boring Lauren and Jess with the testicles, too. They're very nasty people. Queen niggas run these niggas. Thank you. Now, why didn't DJ Envy, why you didn't diss him, too? How DJ Envy miss it? I know you not that unforgettable. See, you got to speak up. You know what I'm saying? I would have been mad if I was DJ Envy, though. You gonna diss me, too, bitch? How the fuck you forget about me? I want some shade. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of this group too. But anyways, Charlemagne went on a rant on Breakfast Club, just talking about how upset he was. He said, you know what, Nicki, you're not giving pink print. You're giving stink print. Now, she coming back for you, Charlemagne, now. I love me some Charlemagne, but what I can say I loved about his speech is that Little Kim has been avenged. He apologized to the original Queen Bee because Lil' Kim sat on the Breakfast Club years ago and said the truth will come to light. So now that I've given y'all the basics rundown, let me let y'all know my opinion and how this makes me feel as someone who used to be a barb, someone who grew up listening to Nicki. Well, I don't even say grow up because I feel like Nicki got really, really popular. By the time 5-Star Chick came out, that was when she really became nationally known. And I was in college by then, I believe. So this is very upsetting because Cardi made a good point. She said, I am not your peer. Your peer is, Drake's, the Taylor Swifts, those people, which I agree with. I do agree with. And Cardi is supposed to be doing the things that Taylor Swift and Beyonce are doing. And she did. She toured the world, but it's like, girl, you don't have to prove yourself. I was listening to Pink Friday 2 on the way to the studio today, and I'm like, God damn it. Y'all not fucking with Nicki. Y'all just not. Lyrically, her voice, the tone of her voice, she's a superstar. But to be a superstar, you also have to embody that. And she has lost that. And nobody can ever replace you. And I hope she knows that. There's some kind of trauma. It's something triggering her because she's been very quiet and she chose to speak up when Cardi dropped her album. And that's the fact. That's the truth. And I do not know what it is about Cardi that triggers Nicki, but I don't like to see it. Because let me tell you something right now. A new podcast can start tomorrow and they can be taken over and be 10 times better than Poor Minds. And I would be like, cool. But you still ain't Lex P and Dre Nicole. You know what I'm saying? We have our audience. We have our people. And one thing about it is there's room for everybody. We can listen to I Am the Drama, but we can still listen to Pink Friday too. Let people have their moment. Just because somebody else's light is shining, it doesn't mean yours has to dim. Now, I don't know what's going on, but listen to what I tell you. I'm going to say this allegedly, and I'm going to keep it cute. I got my eye on you, Kenneth Petty. Because ever since you stepped on the scene, my queen ain't been right. I'm watching you. Because y'all remember how when Wendy started kind of going crazy and all this stuff happened and it got linked back to that ex-husband of hers? I'm just saying, I got my eye on him. Something ain't clean in the water. And I'm not done. Because I love Cardi too. I actually would love for Cardi to come on Poor Minds. I love Cardi. But Cardi, enjoy your moment. Stop letting people take you there. Your album you didn't have a sophomore slump. That is unheard of. Your album did $200,000 in a week. We can't even make $200,000 in 5 years with this fucked up economy. We're proud of you. Do your thing, girl. Enjoy your moment, okay? So that's all I have to say about it. It's unfortunate, but let's keep it in the booth. One thing I can respect about Kendrick, he ain't all with the bullshit. He dropped that song. Kendrick still ain't talked to us. He ain't said 2 words. All he said was, A minor. And took his children and his wife on vacation. We ain't seen Kendrick since, bitch. That's how you do it. Both of y'all just need to put on y'all crown and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Nicki, you are supposed to be how Beyonce is right now, doing what you want, touring and doing what you want, not feeling the pressures of anything because you are Nicki Minaj. Let's stop this bullshit, okay? Now, moving on to JT and Santana, child, because during all this, JT was, adding in her 2 cents. And I love JT. Let me say this. When City Girls came out, I immediately was like, I love JT. I love her. I still have DMs of me like back in like 2017, like, JT, you ate that, girl. Like, you are a superstar. I am a JT stan, right? But JT, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. We all love Nicki, but when you are going at Cardi, keep it between you and Cardi. Because when you said you did all this and you still didn't beat Red Ruby to sleaze, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Nicki is not going to have your back like you have Nicki's back, child. There was a tweet that I saw specifically, and I'm going to tell, because I'm messy, JT, I'm going to let you know. Somebody said, post you and JT together to silence Santana. He swear you don't like her. And then Nicki Minaj responded, I ain't posting shit. Ooh. Well, damn. Because I would have responded, I don't need to prove to anybody that I fuck with JT. That's my bitch, and that's all y'all need to know. But she didn't say that. You know what I'm saying, JC? Like, you can hold your own. You don't need nobody. You stand 10 tones down by yourself, okay? And also, I'm a Santana stan as well. I love me some Santana. Santana came on Poor Minds, so in my head, we best friends, okay? Now, I will say, Santana is a funny motherfucker. Santana said, every time we see your man, rawr, he's mad. He came to the album premiere, rawr. Somebody got out of jail, rawr. He's just a mad.
Bitch, you keep bringing up niggas, my niggas, and my niggas, my niggas, bitch. Only time we see your nigga smile is when he doing an interview and you not there. Bitch, when I was at your birthday party, when he came to motherfucking, when King first got out of prison, at your album release parties, at Wireless,
Hey, Santana, you ate that one little thing. But JT responded and said, who the fuck being thongs and snoring? I said, now how I catch a stray?
He wear thongs. I feel sorry for that thong busting them warts in your ass. You big funky bitch. You big snoring bitch. Bitch, how you wear a thong and be snoring? Pick a
I snore and I wear a thong. That's all right, though. I get what you meant, JT. But I feel like this. Santana is standing 10 toes down behind Carisha, right? Now, Carisha, you're going to have to speak up and say something. Now, Carisha tweeted, I'm up now, and didn't say nothing else. But I think that was like cryptic. Because she's saying like, I'm up now, like I see what the fuck is going on. Maybe Carisha going to keep it to the music. Because she was in the studio. She was on live in the studio last night. But I do think it's like, Carisha, it's time to say something. You ain't said nothing but that letter to Diddy. Dear Your Honor. Carisha, I love you too, but we gonna have to talk, sis. But I think Santana, you can't be mad that JT went off because Cardi got 20-something albums on the song and you kept playing Magnet. So you have to understand where JT is coming from. I would feel slighted too. If there's 20 songs on a bitch album, but you playing the one song that was directed towards me and you keep playing it over and over and over, I'm going to feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But I think this animosity between JT and Santana has been bubbling up for a very, very long time. We don't know who walked out on who or who felt that they were bigger than the program, but I think JT is not wrong for sticking up for herself. And I also think Santana is not wrong for sticking up for Carisha. But I think that JT and Carisha need to handle this. Because I can't help but think, is Santana delivering messages that Carisha is low-key feeling? Because when Santana was on the Spaces, Miss Young Miami was right there listening. Her mic was on mute, which is smart, because I know she was back there kikiing. I took a little kiki too, but JT read him down as well, all right? But let me know what y'all think, child. That got real, real messy and real ugly. Oh, I got through it in a good amount of time. All right. Moving on to the white news, child. Ooh, and I'm talking about all the white folks today. Y'all are crazy. These motherfucking milk nuggets done lost they goddamn mind. Okay? They are up in arms because Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl. I mean, dagnabbit! I can't believe y'all done brought this motherfucker in the American soil. Hey, I don't know if you know this. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Puerto Rico is property of the United States. It's a part of America, okay? It's not a state.
But do you think Bad Bunny is a good choice for the Super Bowl?
I'm not that knowledgeable about him, but it seems fine, and I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist, so sure.
He's
why
not an American artist, but
He's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
yeah.
But Puerto Rico, you can go to Puerto Rico without a passport. I don't know if you know that. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say that. So that's first off. Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican. So let's stop doing that. So a former Trump advisor, he was his old campaign manager. He says that ICE agents will be at the Super Bowl. And he says, and I quote, "There is nowhere you can provide a safe haven to people who are in this country illegally. Not the Super Bowl and nowhere else. We will find and apprehend you and put you in a detention facility and deport you. Know that this is a very real situation under this administration, which is contrary to how it used to be." I think it's so strange how we have all this energy and we want to send out ICE and get these illegals out of, but y'all can't stop these motherfuckers from shooting up schools. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get control of these gun laws. That's why y'all's savior, Charlie Kirk, ain't here right now. I'm just saying. If y'all would get that under control instead of having all, I just feel like there is so many bigger issues right now. Why the fuck are eggs $10? Why am I buying strawberries and they expiring after 2 days? Let's talk about these groceries. Shout out to Killer B and the grocery gang. We have bigger issues. Why are there so many people unemployed right now? Why is it so hard to find a job? Why is minimum wage still so low? Why is healthcare not available to all? Let's get to the serious issues. I do not care if Pedro is next to me. He is not bothering me, okay? I like a little taco and beans. I'm not mad at him. So I just feel like there's bigger issues. And if y'all are going to be at the Super Bowl thinking y'all finna do something, I just think that's absolutely crazy. I feel like there's better ways to spend our tax dollars, okay? Moving on to some sad news that I don't give a damn about, and you probably don't either. Another white couple breaks up, child. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are headed for divorce. Now, Keith Urban that's who they want to see at the Super Bowl. They white asses love some Keith Urban, but he ain't even from here. He's from Australia. But they are headed for divorce, and they said, y'all didn't hear this from me, though. Allegedly, they said Keith Urban already has a new girlfriend, and she's in her 20s, bitch. Now, ain't that something? How you mess up with the Nicole Kidman? You did something, Keith, because she filed. And she tired of it, child. I'm not mad at you, Nicole. If y'all don't remember, Nicole used to be married to Tom Cruise. She been through some shit. And one thing I can say, like I said, all of these women, just be careful who you attach yourself to. Even the whitey's going through it. Lord, we gonna pray for them. It don't matter your color. It don't matter your color. You gonna go through it if you're straight. If a straight woman, you gonna go through it. So prayers up for Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, child. All right, y'all. Whew. I was chatty today. Let me take a sip of that drink. I didn't take no breaks. Now, y'all know last week I told y'all to go watch The Long Walk. It's in theaters. It's a Stephen King novel. If you didn't go to the movies and watch it, don't. If you are going to go see it because I'm going to give y'all some spoilers. So the reason I went to see The Long Walk is my best friend Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. I love you to death. But baby, The Long Walk was a long movie. That motherfucker could have been a phone call, bitch. It was one of the movies that I really could have waited to see at home, right? Now, I loved the plot of the movie. I love dystopian films. If you're like a fan of like Hunger Games, Maze Runner, things like that, you will really enjoy this film. So I want to talk about the positives first before I start going in on y'all ass. So the positive that I loved was it was full of fresh faces. All the boys in the movie that were participating in The Long Walk were all fresh face actors that I've never seen before. So I really love seeing movies, major movies that, take a risk and introduce us to new people. So I did enjoy that. Another thing is I felt like it was shot very well. It didn't look like, they was shooting this from an iPhone. It's like, they had a budget. It was really good. But I will say everything was a long ass monologue. Everything. It was like I understand that they were trying to develop the characters' relationships together and how it came about, but it was just a lot. But what another thing that I did enjoy is I love a gory movie. So if you don't like gory movies, please don't go see it because it was very, very like they showed everything. Okay, so the plot of the movie is basically we're in like a future time where the government has taken over, and kind of like Hunger Games, every year boys participate in something called the long walk. They pick a group of boys and they walk. There's no finish line. The person that's just last left walking wins, and they win a substantial amount of money, and they're the winners. Like I said, kind of like Hunger Games is, right? And the end had a good plot twist. I won't spoil it for y'all, but it's kind of obvious out of the two boys who's gonna win. But one thing I did notice, because they were walking for about 4 days before everybody died and there was a winner. I only saw one person brush his teeth throughout the whole film. And guess what? It was the nigga. That's one thing I'll give to black people. We don't play about that funk stuff. All them white boys was walking. I didn't see not one of them brush their goddamn teeth. So that was my biggest takeaway from the movie. At least the nigga wasn't dirty. Okay. I think that it is a movie you can wait to see at home, but I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I do think there needs to be a part 2. I hope there is. I would enjoy a series, but you can definitely wait to see it at home. Okay. So The Long Walk, 5 out of 10. Hopefully it'll get better as the series go on if there's going to be more movies. Now, y'all know Real Housewives of Potomac is coming back. So it drops this Sunday. So by the time y'all see this, the episode will have already dropped. So we gonna get into it. But y'all know we're gonna be a week behind because I film on Thursdays. But we're gonna review Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all know this is one of my favorite franchises. Honestly, it might be my favorite franchise outside of Beverly Hills. So y'all make sure y'all tune into that. And this has been another episode of Love Lex P. Y'all make sure y'all go to lovelexp.com, get your t-shirts, sign up to get all your good updates. Go watch Poor Minds. Make sure you follow me on Snapchat at LexP05. Follow me on Facebook at LexP. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of tea going on. And y'all make sure when you're watching the episode, y'all tag me in y'all videos of y'all watching it, so we can promote it and get the show out there. Because I always repost y'all on Instagram and all that good stuff. But y'all make sure y'all hashtag LoveLexP. If you're making a TikTok, anything, make sure y'all tag me so I can see it. Okay? I love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.